the dark multiverse. Hundreds of worlds where the familiar is now unrecognizable. Worlds where our greatest heroes took their darkest turns. From Todd McFarlane and the DC Multiverse line, Sculpt 1701 presents a Bots and Books review of the twisted Batman of the dark multiverse from Dark Knight's Metal. Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Sculpt 1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at this awesome 2-pack from DC Multiverse featuring the Batman of Earth -32, the Dawnbreaker, and the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And this is going to be an awesome box set to look at if you like Green Lanterns, or if you like the Dark Knight's Metal storyline that featured the Dawnbreaker. So let's jump right into it, taking a look at the box. You can see it's a huge deluxe DC Multiverse box with a huge open window where you can see Hal Jordan there and the Dawnbreaker there. You have 12 plus up here. You have DC Multiverse Batman Earth -32 and the Green Lantern. On this side of the box you have the DC Multiverse, and then you have Batman Earth -32 and Green Lantern and Todd McFarlane toys at the bottom. On the other side of the box you have everything I just said and the Dark Knight's Metal logo, Batman Earth -32 and Green Lantern Hal Jordan and McFarlane toys down there at the bottom. On the bottom of the box, you just have a little credits for the box and a barcode. And on the top of the box, you just have the Dark Knight's Metal logo, which is really cool. So, turn around to the back of the box. You have a cool picture of Hal Jordan versus the Dawnbreaker in space, and they are toys. And you have another shot of toys from the line. You have Shriek, Dr. Fate, Red Hood, Superman in the black costume, and Steppenwolf. And you can find those at the stores right now. But anyway, enough about them. We are here to see these two, and that's the box. No one wants to see these guys in the box. I know, I don't. So let's get them out and see what they can do. And before we take a look at the figures, I wanted to check out this backdrop that was inserted into the box. And with a little bit of care, I've removed the trading cards and the figure stands, and you could see this beautiful, beautiful green planet. It could be Oa, I'm pretty sure it is. And you can see it out there in space and all the beautiful stars. And then you get this awesome crater with a beautiful, beautiful green lantern light coming up from it. So I think that is neat. So this is going to be in the background here, and hopefully it won't be too distracting. So yeah, that is pretty nice. And here we have the awesome Green Lanterns out of the box. And out of the box, Hal Jordan stands approximately 7 inches tall, whereas the Dawnbreaker comes in there a little under 7.5, and that's only because he has bat ears, and that's always going to give you a little more height. And as you can see, they come with a lot of stuff, and we'll take a look at all of that stuff later. But first, we're going to take a look at the figures, and when we have two figures, we're going to do them one at a time, and I think we will start with the Dawnbreaker. Dun dun dun. And here we are real close in on the Dawnbreaker, and you may remember we have looked at the single packed version of this figure before. And what I like to do is when we have two figures that are virtually identical except for slight paint differences, I like to bring both figures in so that we can look and compare and contrast them at the same time. So this is the new Dawnbreaker with Hal Jordan on the left, and then this will be the original single pack on your right. So we will kind of zoom out a little bit. Now, there is not a lot of differences in these two. They are the same sculpt, make, mold. Everything is the same about these, except from what I can tell, 2 paint applications. And there may be more, I'm just not seeing it, but I don't really think so. The first paint application that I think is going to be different from these two is going to be the head cowl. So as you can see, this one is very shiny, almost like a glossy. You can see a lot of sheen in there, so that is cool. Whereas the original was very matte finished, so there wasn't a lot of shine in it. And that's a little difference that I can see immediately in these two. And then you can see all the same gear and the suits and the decor and all the awesomeness that is the Dawnbreaker, and his gears and his hoses and all the other stuff. And I think the next difference that I see is when you get down to the belt buckle area on the Hal Jordan Dawnbreaker is a little darker green here in the center, and it's a little lighter green here on the original single pack. I don't know if it's even coming up on camera, but it's very, very noticeable when you're looking at it with the naked eye. So, but that is really the only two paint differences that I can see with these two figures. Now, when you look at the figures like Devastator, he had a lot of different paint apps than the single pack, with the one with Superman as opposed to the single pack. But that is pretty much all I can see here, and then you got the rest of the figure looking exactly the same. Maybe this is a little less glossy than this, because it seems like this has a higher shine than this, but I can't really tell to be certain. Alright, and that is pretty much what your Dawnbreaker is going to look like. Moving on. Now, we've seen Dawnbreaker's articulation before, but we can go through it again just to have a complete video. So the head doesn't really go all the way around. It can, but because of these hoses coming into the head, if you try to get it all the way around, you're going to snap the hoses. So don't do that. Just get them left and right. He can look down, he can look up a little bit, but he can't get the whole 360, which you can't really technically do anyway if you were actually a real figure. Alright, coming down to the shoulders. Shoulders can move up, they can move back down, they can go all the way around, even though there is some armor here, so that's not too bad. He does have a bicep articulation, which goes all the way around 360 degrees. He does have a elbow bend double, which gives you a lot of good motion like such. Nothing here at the forearm articulation. His hand is articulated. It can go all the way around 360 degrees. The wrist is on a ball joint, so that can go up and down, and if you want to turn that ball joint to the left, it can go in and out. So that is a lot of good motion there. Coming down to his chest, he does not have, well, oh crap. Well, there you go. He's on a ball joint. We'll stick that back in there. Hang on a second. There we go. So it can kind of move up a little bit and back a little bit, and it can go all the way around 360 degrees. I'm so sorry. And then you also have a secondary waist articulation right here, and it can go all the way around 360 degrees. So that is a lot of good motion here. That will bring us down to his legs. Legs can go up just a bit, not too much, and you can't get too much in the back because the butt gets in the way, but your real articulation is going to get to the side. We got a lot out there. He does have thigh rotation. It can go around 360 degrees, but be careful with that. And you have a double knee joint, which gets you a lot of good motion there. And you have no boot cut, and that will bring you down to his foot, and sort of like the hand, it can go around 360 degrees, and it is on a ankle ball joint right there, and you can go up and down, and it can go, if you move the ball joint around, you can go left and right. And you have some toe articulation, which will bring his toes up. Bah, like that. There you go. So that is all of your articulation for your Dawnbreaker. And for comparison, here he is with the other Dark Knights. The Batman Who Laughs, the Devastator, the Red Death, the Drowned, the Murder Machine, and the Merciless. And they are so cool. This has always been a great team to go along with a great story, and I love it. Alright, moving on. And for accessories, the Dawnbreaker comes with this 3-bat construct, and it is nice, translucent green plastic. You have a huge bat here, a little bat here, and a little bat here, and these two kind of flimsy, and it's not too bad. It's exactly like the one that came with the single pack version, which is here, but for some reason
This, the one that came with the single pack version, is a lot more sturdy. And the fact that, you know, these little bats are really on there secure, and these are a little flappy. And then the greens are a lot more clearer on here, on the one that came with the original pack, as opposed to the ones that came with the double pack. So I don't know, maybe they saved money, used a cheaper plastic to get this one, but it still looks the part, and it's still pretty cool. But given the option of which one is better quality, I'd say the one with the single pack feels a lot better than this one, because again, these two are flimsy and these are really all firm and feels like a good solid piece. But anyway, that is his accessories. Moving on. And for figure accessories, he comes with a nice black stand. It is circular. It just has a DC stamped on there, and it has a little foot peg for him to step on. Not too shabby. And he also comes with this collector's card. Now, this collector's card is slightly different than the one we got with the original single package figure. And in fact, the one that we got with the single package figure shows the comic book image on it. The wording is the same on the front, and when you flip to the back, you have another couple differences. Again, the drawing has been replaced by the figure itself, and they've took out a lot of the source, height, weight, and stuff, but the read up is still the same. So if you want to take a look at that, you can pause the video here, read it to your heart's content, but we must be moving on, and that is the Dawnbreaker. And that will bring us to Hal Jordan Green Lantern figure, and this is an awesome Green Lantern figure. One of my favorites. I don't really have any other Green Lantern figures, I don't think, and this would be a awesome addition to anybody's collection if you like the Green Lantern. This is based on the Rebirth version of Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and it has his traditional Green Lantern costume, but there's a lot more updates and detail in the costume, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Let's start off taking a look at this awesome head sculpt. We'll zoom in real close, and you can see it is a very nicely done head sculpt. He has a good head of brown hair, and you got a lot of detail in the hair. It's going all sorts of ways and little contours and lefts and rights, and that comes down to his mask. And I always said that the Green Lantern has a lot of character in this mask. It looks really nice. He has some nice white eyes in there, nice flesh tone throughout, some ears. His chest piece is all green, and you got some details coming into the sides, coming down to the Green Lantern logo here. I do have a little bit of white paint schmutz there, but it's gonna happen. Comes up to the shoulders, the very top, and you got some nice details here. And his arms are black. You got some details in the arms, a lot of good details that we'll put into this sculpt. And that comes down to his white gauntlets or gloves, and then you can see his Green Lantern ring right there, and that is beautiful sculpt. I love it. You can see it and make it out. I like it when they do that and put attention to detail. Of course, that's something that you have to do when you have a Green Lantern. You have to put his ring on there. And then it comes down to his pants, which come down at an angle, and they're all black. You got some details and some ridges and stuff, and that comes down to green boots. It is a very simple costume, but it's so classic. I love it. Coming down to the back, a little bit of design on the back, and you have a hole so you can peg on an accessory or two, and then just black pants, and then the same on the back of the boots, little holes in the foot so he can stand on his base. And that is pretty much what your Hal Jordan is gonna look like, and it's super awesome. All right, moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can look down a long way. It can look up a long way. Nice little hinge there. And it can kind of go up, forward, and backward. So that is neat, left and right. So you get a lot of twists and turns in that head. so that is cool. The shoulders can come up, and then they can go down, and they can go all the way around. Now, the interesting thing about these shoulders are it's almost like they're on a hinge. You can see a little insert there, which kind of gives them, I think they were going for trying to get a butterfly. So they can kind of go up, forward, and back a little bit. And there's a hinge here, and it kind of lets it go up and down a little bit. Do that, maybe it'd give him a little more abilities to kind of move his arm around to, you know, do his little ring casting and swinging around. I don't know. But anyway, coming back down, he does have a bicep swivel. It goes all the way around 360 degrees, which comes to a double jointed elbow. A lot of movement there. And then coming down, he does have a forearm articulation. Look at that. Then coming down to his hand is on a ball joint. It will go all the way around 360 degrees. And it goes up and down, and if you move the ball joint around, it can go left and right. So that is good. He does have, like the Dawnbreaker, 2 points of ab articulation. He has an upper ab that will take you all the way around 360 degrees, and he does have a lower portion which will take you around 360 degrees if you were to do that. But that will give you a lot of different motions and twists and turns with his chest and such. All right, so that will bring us down to his legs. Legs go up a long way. You got a lot of momentum there. You can get some good kicks out of that. Can't go back that far because the butt gets in the way. And out to the side, you're not getting a lot of motion, but you still get a little bit. Thigh rotation is kind of there. If you want to move it a different way, you can get 360 degrees out of it. And you have a double knee bend, which will get you way up there. So that is good. Coming down, he does not have a boot cut, and that will bring us down to his foot. Foot goes all the way around 360 degrees, comes up, comes down, and if you move it to the side, the foot will go side, left and right, and he comes down to some toe articulation, which will get the toe going up a long way. So that is a lot of good articulation. Hal Jordan, very flexy. And I guess he needs to be when he's fighting bad guys in space and flopping and flubbing, all sorts of stuff. All right, that is your articulation for Green Lantern. Moving on. And for comparison, here he is with the DC Multiverse Superman, Flash, and the Nightfall Batman. And these are some awesome Justice League members. Love the costumes. And I think this Justice League is turning out to be pretty cool. Can't wait to get my hands on some more. Hopefully Wonder Woman and Cyborg and Aquaman. I'm not sure if they'll pick up the Batman. I don't think they're going to put out a Batman and the Batman Who Laughs 2-pack, especially when they're doing that 4-pack at Walmart with the Batman Who Laughs and the 3 Crow Robins. But you never can tell. I'll keep my eyes open, and if they come out, I'll share them with you. All right, this has been your comparison. Moving on. And for Hal Jordan's first accessory we're going to take a look at, he has a Construct rocket pack, and it's really neat. You can tell that it's all green, so he made it with his ring, and it has some cool designs in here, and you can see the Green Lantern symbol there, and some green flame, and there's a peg on it, and that is very simple to use. You'll basically bring Hal Jordan out, and it will just stick right into his back like that, and he can have a rocket pack. So I don't know really why he would need that, because he can fly through space without it. Maybe it will give him an extra boost. I don't know, but it seems like he can go as fast as he wills himself in any event. But hey, it's a cool accessory, and you know, I'm happy to have it. All right, moving on. And for your next accessory, Hal Jordan comes with a Construct boxing glove, and it's really nice. You can see it's just made up of green plastic, and you got a little bit of detail in there, and it has a nice green flame effect, and you have a Green Lantern symbol right here on the glove. And what you do with this is you bring Hal Jordan out, and you'll have to remove his hand, and then his glove, and then you get this kind of thing, and that will just peg right into here, and it will go down to a peg, and then you have that. I don't know. It looks okay, I guess. If you want to have him use it, I don't know if it would have been better. I don't think you can get it. You can't really get it on with the hand, because the hand has to come out because there's a little tab. If you look down in there, there's a little tab for the port to go into. So I don't know. It's a thing. You could use it. I think it makes his hand a little small, but hey, it's an accessory. They gave it to us. I'm happy to have it, and it's pretty fun that he can use to go and belt some bad guys. Poof. I mean, I guess if you look at it, it's gonna be the same. Maybe if we can keep the cuff on and then put it on, that will give it a little more distance. Nah, I don't think it will reach, because then you can't get the hand over the thing, I don't think. Well, yeah, okay, that will work. You can kind of get it, use it that way. Yay! So, learn something. All right, that is Hal Jordan's accessories. Moving on. And for figure accessories, you have his black circular disc figure stand. It just has DC on it and a foot peg for him to stand on. Again, nothing new there. And he has a trading card, and it has a picture of the figure on there and a little bit of read up. It says Green Lantern Hal Jordan DC Rebirth on the front. And if we turn it to the back, you'll see a read up. It says name is Hal Jordan, and it has a lot of stuff here, and I will zoom in, and you can pause the video and read that to your heart's content. But we must be moving on, and that is all of Hal Jordan's figure accessories. Moving on. And as an added bonus, when you're dealing with 2-packs from DC Multiverse, especially with the Dark Knight's metal, you're gonna get a display base, and this is done in green translucent plastic, as it should be, to create a construct of sorts. On this side, you have a nice rocket. You might be able to make it out. It is kind of hard to see, but you do have a rocket set here with a Green Lantern symbol here, and some smoke billowing out the sides here. And on this side, you can actually tell it's a little darker, and it has a tentacle monster with lots of suction cups and some chains. And this is probably going to be the Dawnbreaker side. And you have 2 footholds. You have a peg right here you could barely see, and on this side you have a foot peg right here at the very top of this like little mold. So that is pretty cool. You can get them on there and they will stand really nicely, and that's the bottom of it. So yeah, love these things. This is going to be like the 3rd one you have, so if you buy all these packs, you'll probably have 7 of them. Would be neat if they could interconnect, but I don't think they do that. But still neat to have a base for your display. All right, moving on. And this has been the DC Multiverse Batman Earth -32 Dawnbreaker versus the Green Lantern. And this is an awesome 2-pack, especially if you like Green Lantern, especially if you like the Dark Knight's Metal storyline where Bruce Wayne became an evil Green Lantern. It comes with a lot of cool stuff. You have a new Hal Jordan Rebirth figure, and he comes with some cool accessories like a jetpack and a boxing glove construct. It comes with an awesome display base where you can stand your figures proudly, and it comes with a reissued Dawnbreaker with a little shinier helmet and a darker belt, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is with those color variants, but hey, it's cool, it's neat, it's different. I thought I would share it with you. I like the collector's cards, the stands, take them or leave them. I don't know why they threw in the stands when you had this awesome base, but I guess if you wanted to display them by themselves or with their cohorts, that would be good. And I love the background, and even though they kind of stuck the little plastic on there, it still made it through the review, I think, and it still is a pretty neat piece to look at. The only thing I would say I don't particularly care for about these figures is my Hal Jordan. His arm is kind of loose. I'm not sure if that's because they put a lot of effort into these shoulders to try to get them to move, but this is kind of a very loose piece there. But other than that, It's a great set and I highly recommend it. You can find this hitting the stores now if you're looking for it. It's approximately $40. If you buy it online, it could go up to $50 or $60. So take that into consideration if you are looking for this set. Happy hunting. Alright guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, keep playing.